both teams with missed field goal attempts in the last minutes.
This is the ugly game we thought was coming. Both defenses are great. Backup quarterback, got a young quarterback who's played great. 2 kickers missed. Tie game. What do we expect? Denver, New England, AFC title.
All right, Evan, you got it.
Coach, after that one scoring drive for Denver, what changed defensively to keep them in check?
Well, we just settled down a little bit. I mean, the field position was a big deal early. You know, we settled down. I'm proud of the way that we settled down and made it a football game and took advantage of the turnover.
You start with the ball offensively. What do you guys need to do to generate some consistency?
Yeah, we got to get into a rhythm. We got to be able to run the ball. We got to be able to, you know, just stay balanced and, you know, not beat ourselves, get lined up and start executing.
Mike, thanks.
Thank you.
His team managed 4 first downs, that's all, and only 72 yards of offense. But the game is tied 7-7 at the intermission, and halftime is next after these first half highlights from Verizon and a word from your local station.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report.
Jarrett Stidham and the Broncos mostly did the right things early, controlling the clock, making the smart play, and finding the end zone. But one costly mistake from Stidham led to a Patriots answer, and the things are all knotted at the half at 7. Welcome back to Empower Field at Mile High in the Verizon Halftime Report, the best 5G network in America. There's only one best. JB along with Coach Nate, Kirk, and Kyle. Let's take a look at the player breakdown.
Yeah, and here are some key plays. Check it out right here. Stidham just retreating on 4th down. They don't get it. Great job by the defense. And here, he's retreating, trying to push the ball away. It actually turned into a fumble. They said it was intentional grounding. They changed that afterwards. And then that leads to the run by Drake May, using his legs, something I believe he should do a little bit more often. And then here, the field goal. With the wind, maybe a factor, wide right. And here's the QB comparison, Kirk.
Yes, really, Christian Gonzalez and Hawkins, the safety, we're not on the same page here. Gonzalez playing outside leverage. Hawkins' eyes are looking for the crosser. Gonzalez doesn't seem all that concerned about letting the post route go. Great throw by Jarrett Stidham, great catch. That was really the most offense we saw from either team in the entire first half. And then the design play action rollout was, well, great play design by Sean Payton. Safety's eyes get in the backfield. Easy touchdown for Cortland Sutton. Stidham seems to
really spin his defense though. There you can see that comparison right there. And again, Stidham looks much more comfortable than Drake May because Drake May's been under siege with this defense. He took the one shot down the field at Booty. Surtain was all over it. That's the only time they had a chance to go down the field because after that, it was nothing but the Denver pressure. Here you're going to see Crew Robinson on this bootleg right here. Takes him down. And then Zach Allen, we talked about how big of a player he would have to step up in this game. He tries to step up, and he's right there. 3 sacks in the first half for the Denver Broncos, and again, total yards 72, and only 3 of 8 on 3rd down. It's great right now in the second half. The Denver Broncos get the ball, Kyle. They got to do something with it. They got no rhythm on offense.
Yeah, and you know, they got to go back to what they were doing with Stidham early in the game. Get the ball out of his hands, in the playmaker's hands, outside when you see pressure. And for New England, what you're saying about Drake May, that's what I'm seeing. He's sped up. We don't see those downtown throws happening time and time again. They're going to have to figure out a way to mitigate that 4-man rush from the Denver Broncos, Coach.
Yeah, and I'd love to see Drake May use his legs a little bit more. We know that Denver defense, they are disciplined when it comes to their rush lanes, but his athletic ability is a factor. On the other side, when it comes to Stidham, the wide receivers are going to have to whip their heads around a little bit faster. That ball is coming out quickly. Yes. I don't know if it's the pressure, but when you come out that break, find the quarterback, find the ball, and get your hands up ready to catch it.
Timing was a little bit off, which is to be expected, but there were a couple passes where Cortland Sutton's eyes aren't around or the ball's a little bit behind him. Just, they're not all on the same page, to be expected. I also think that, you know, when you've played, you have a feel for the rush. When you haven't been playing, you're wearing a red jersey in practice, it's harder to feel when you need to get rid of the football or when you take a sack, and I think that fumble kind of led to that.
And so the second half, New England's going to get the ball here. I say get back to the running game. That's what you do best. And you got to stay with the attempts. The yards will come. That will also set up the play-action game. You think about that. And for Stidham, I would even go back to Denver. Get back to running the football. And we talked about in the first half. Points are at a premium. You get a chance to take a field goal, you take it.
And I think New England, to your point, they have to find a way to build confidence for that front five offensive lineman. If they don't, it's going to be uphill sledding all day for Drake May in this offense.
Yeah, and remember, live to play another down.
Yeah.
Throw the ball away. You talk about it all the time, Kirk. Understanding that flipping the field, playing the field position game is okay.
It's a defensive struggle. Then we got a whole half. There's a lot of football left. You saw how many possession changes happened in the last 1 minute. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see.
Wind is coming. It's getting colder. It's getting harder to throw the ball and kick the ball.
Oh, it's cold to you right now?
Wind's picking up. Snow's starting to fall.
It's fine to you.
And that player breakdown was brought to you by Verizon. And the Verizon halftime report will continue after these messages.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report. Verizon, the best 5G network in America. There's only one best. CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report. Verizon, the best 5G network in America. There's only one best.
It's halftime in Denver. Patriots and Broncos knotted at 7. And we're back with the start of the second half after this message and a word from your local station.
Don't get no better than this, dog.
Caught for a touchdown. Cortland Sutton. May chased and thrown down. Taken off is May. Drake May to the end zone for the New England touchdown. Welcome back to the AFC Championship presented by Intuit TurboTax. 2 quarters to go. The winner to advance to Santa Clara, California and Super Bowl 60. Let's take a look at perfect pairs presented by Pepsi.
Well, you saw early in the game, they came right out on the second drive and then threw a touchdown after the long play, and you're like, here we go. We're going to go ahead and win by 14 and 21, right? No. New England's for real, and I think that's been the biggest difference right now is they got that great start, which was actually a great thing because now you started to think Denver can win the game, but then New England came right back with a huge turnover. 1 or 2 great plays and then 1 or 2 bad plays, and I think Drake May's got to get going a little bit. I think he's a little too protective, don't you think, Jim?
Well, I think there's a lot of elements to have something to play with that, including that pass rush, cold weather, all of that.
It's very hard.
But Denver has 2-to-1 advantage in yardage, but they're tied. There were 2 really pivotal plays in that first half. The decision not to go for the field goal and the failure to pick it up on 4th and 1. And then, of course, the Stidham mistake that led 2 plays later to the Drake May touchdown.
And I think you just said it right there. This game is going to come down. It feels like a play here, a play there. This is not like here comes fireworks, right? We're going to see 7, 8 big-time plays. It's about protecting the ball, field position, and make the big play when it counts.
Ernest Johnson fields it to start the 3rd quarter, and he's just barely across the 30 as we now will play the second half with snow flurries. Earlier, Tracy caught up with Sean Payton.
Coach, that early touchdown seemed to get Jarrett into a rhythm, but then the pressure's gotten to him. What was the message to him in the locker room?
Listen, we had good field position most of that first half. We're getting a little bit more pressure. We got to do a good job adjusting here at halftime. Defensively, we've been outstanding. So the only score was when we turned it over. So the second half will be ready.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
To get even into discussions of other people. However, overcoming and figuring out a way to win, young Tom Brady did the same thing and became Tom Brady. We'll see how this thing develops. But what a game for New England, situationally, the whole thing.
And by the way, Drake May's just done something that Tom Brady couldn't do, and that's win a playoff game in Denver. Tom was 0-3. And how about Mike Vrabel?
What he's done with this culture and what he's done with his coaching staff, he brought in the right people, the way they built the roster and the way that they developed, and to get this team rolling. I mean, the belief is there, but they play football the right way. Every time I watch them, I'm like, that's correct, that's correct, that's correct. You just got to go do it. And today, the player 2, it went their way. This could have gone either way, though. You know that. Denver was so close.
Let's go down to Tracy. All right. Snow gremlins have overtaken Tracy's mic at the moment. Well, let me talk about another Mike. Mike Vrabel. He's going to go to the Super Bowl and try to do something no one's ever done before. And that's become the first person to win a Super Bowl as a player and as a coach for the same franchise.
Well, that's crazy, because going into this game, you had Sean Payton going for the only coach to win 2 Super Bowls with 2 separate franchises, head coach, and now Vrabel's doing it as a player and a coach. I mean, the decisions you make for every organization in the National Football League as who you hire as the head coach determines your next 5 years, your future. And the decision for Denver to do that changed it. Same with New England. And here's New England. They're in it. They're back, Jim.
Let's go back down to Tracy.
All right, Drake, well, congratulations. You told us yesterday, 10 years ago, you were in Santa Clara at a Super Bowl watching as a fan, and now you're going to get a chance to play in it. Can you describe this in just year 2 of your NFL career?
Man, Lord will, man. Thank the good Lord. What atmosphere out here. Battle of the elements. Love this team. How about the defense? Love each and every one of them, man. Pass their back, baby. We got to go win one.
You talk about these elements. How difficult was it out here, and how much did you have to rely on your defense there?
It wasn't ideal. Defense, they've been stepping up all playoffs. We're going to play better, and I'm just proud of this team, man. Don't have many words, so just thankful for this team. I love each and every one of them. It took everybody.
Speaking of your team, let's talk about Coach Mike Vrabel coming in, taking a team that won just 4 games last year to a Super Bowl. What can you say about him?
Yeah, from day one, he's been the same guy. Coach is hard, but at the same time, cares about us a lot. And we love Coach, love playing for him. We got some more work to do.
Go celebrate, and good luck in Santa Clara.
206 yards of total offense. That's all they could produce, but it was enough. Their defense did the rest, holding the Broncos to only 181 yards. And now you see the Patriots are returning to the promised land and will take on either the Los Angeles Rams or the Seattle Seahawks. Either way, they've seen that matchup in past Super Bowls. The Rams, in fact, on 2 occasions, and the Seahawks, of course, in that famous game down in Super Bowl 49. That game, the Rams and Seahawks, will be presented to you by the Fox crew. We wish them all the very best. And NBC with the Super Bowl in a couple of weeks' time. Oh, they struck early, didn't they? And then May was able to tie it after a turnover. 7-7 game it was. The second half, Winter delivered quite a blow to the plans of both of these teams' offenses. Coming up next, State Farm post-game show, presentation of the Lamar Hunt Trophy for Tony, Tracy, Evan, and Gene. Jim Nance saying thank you for being with us. James Brown's coming up after this. The Patriots heading to the Super Bowl.
This is the State Farm post-game show.
When Tom Brady left the New England Patriots, many thought the Patriot way left with him, but they were wrong. The message from Mike Vrabel, Drake May, and the Patriots is clear. We are back after defeating the Broncos by a score of 10-7 to advance to the Super Bowl. The Patriots are at the top of the AFC, and folks, they will face the winner of the Rams and Seahawks matchup. That's kicking off just shortly over on Fox as we welcome you back to the State Farm postgame show. I'm James Brown back here in Denver alongside Coach Nate, Kirk, and Kyle. Coach, you mentioned, look, obviously 2 excellent defenses were at play today. You said points would be at a premium, and that proved to be the case.
Yeah, it was a tale of 2 halves. When you look at the weather from that standpoint, obviously in the first quarter, the opportunity to kick the field goal right there and to go up 10-0. Bypassed right there by Sean Payton. But listen again, the New England Patriots, first team in NFL history to go 9-0 on the road. Mike Vrabel bringing together this team. They came together a very short period of time, and they put together a special group of people.
Yeah, I know we'll continue to talk about the Patriots, but let's focus on some of the miscues by the Broncos before we move along and congratulate this Patriots team on another win. And here it is. This was 4th down. They were trying to get points points, but in points, a touchdown instead of a field goal. And then, yes, Stidham retreating. And that was a fumble. Another miscue by the Broncos. And here, looking for points, a missed field goal. And as we talk about all of the time, you cannot put yourself in a position and not come away with points. Another missed field goal. And this one was actually tipped. You can't blame that on the snap, the hold, or the kicker. And here, an interception. The Broncos had opportunities. And let's call it what it is. Stidham had some moments in that first half.
Certainly.
But let's give credit where credit is due. That Patriots defense, they stepped up in this game, Kirk.
Yeah, once the weather arrived, it became a different football game. The Patriots played that game. They ran the football well. They pounded the rock in the second half. That drive that they had in the start of the second half, as the weather was picking up, they were able to run clock. And by the time the Broncos got the ball back, the weather had completely flipped. And they really didn't have a real shot after that to move the football through the air. But you got to credit the Patriots and what Mike Vrabel has built here.
Yeah, Kirk, you know, sped up Drake May early, 29 carries in the second half, 21 minutes of possession, 100 yards on the ground. That's how you come into enemy territory and come in with a win.
Yeah. You know what? Whenever Kyle looks at you, he's just got that, even though he was an offensive player, he's got that defensive nastiness about him.
Yeah.
He's good. But you know what? But what a game played out. And as the guys mentioned, certainly the weather elements did change things here. But the bottom line is that the Patriots come away with that 10-7 victory. They move on to the Super Bowl. Still ahead, the Lamar Hunt Trophy presentation when the State Farm postgame show continues.
And is this?
And now let's send it over to Jim Nance for the presentation of the Lamar Hunt Trophy.
All right, JB, thank you. I'm here on the victory platform with the New England Patriot legend Adam Vinatieri to present the Lamar Hunt Trophy. As the AFC champions, Patriots have won it again. To present the trophy now to Robert and Jonathan Kraft and the Kraft family. Adam, all yours.
It's my absolute honor to present the Lamar Hunt Trophy to you, Mr. Kraft, and the family, and all the New England Patriot Nation out there. Congratulations. Congratulations to you guys.
I want to congratulate Coach Vrabel, his staff, and all the players who did the unexpected. They were the only ones who expected it. And stay safe, New England. We're going to the Super Bowl.
How much does this one mean to you as you had to see the franchise rebuild? You get Drake, you bring in Mike Vrabel, and you're going back again to a Super Bowl.
There's nothing outside of my family that excites me more and bring pride to all our great fans in New England. I sat with you on those metal benches all those years. You deserve it. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert, Jonathan, Danny, the Kraft family. Come on in here, Mike Vrabel. Get your hands on an AFC Championship trophy. How does that feel?
It feels good. It feels great. But Warriors! Listen, I can't tell you how proud I am to be associated with these guys and this organization. I want to thank Robert and Jonathan. Love our quarterback. I love our football team. I love our staff. I'm a lucky head coach.
What your team did today to win in a game with conditions like this, and your defense was just dominant.
Well, just again, we've won in a bunch of different ways this entire season, and today it was just different conditions, and again, we did what we felt like we needed to do to win a football game.
You know, for you, Mike, you've experienced what it's like to be at a Super Bowl and win Super Bowls, and now you get to go to Santa Clara, and you have a chance to be the first person ever to both win a Super Bowl as a player and as a coach for the same franchise, which would be incredible. How about that?
I won't win it. It'll be the players that'll win the game. I promise you. It won't be me that'll win it, and I promise you I'll do everything that I can and our staff to have them ready for the game.
Congratulations, Mike.
Thanks,
AFC Championship. I want to hand that over here to this guy, number 10. Hey, the chants have been following you all season. I can hear them right now for MVP. But even better, you're going to Santa Clara, where 10 years ago, Super Bowl 50 was played there, and you were sitting in the stands as a 13-year-old boy with your father cheering on the Carolina Panthers. I don't know if you could have dreamt that big that you would be back there 10 years later bringing a football team with you. How about that?
Hey, that's what it's about. That's what we wanted to win, go to the Super Bowl. This is what all this year's been about. I love this team, love playing for Coach. Thank you, Mr. Kraft and Jonathan Kraft. Shout out to the fans out there, man. We got the best fans in the nation, and we're going back to Super Bowl, baby. Let's go.
And what it took to win here today, you really made so many big runs in this game. That was a difference maker, many feel.
These conditions, Jim, it's not great throwing the football, but hey, we do what we need to do. Defense stepped up huge. Like I said, I love these guys, and we're off to Super Bowl, Jim. Let's go.
All the very best to you, Drake. Congratulations on an incredible season. Go share that trophy with your teammates. The Patriots, yeah, you're all good. You can take it with you. It's all yours now. JP, back to you.
And the State Farm postgame show will continue from right here at Mile High as the NFL Today postgame show by State Farm continues.
They got the win.
Hello, Super Bowl. New England is heading back.
Now, get the gear. The New England Patriots are AFC champs, and you can get your hands on the official trophy collection.
That is unbelievable.
Including the championship t-shirt and hat.
Start the buses, baby. We're going to the Super Bowl.
They wore it on the field. Now you can wear it everywhere. Shop now and get free shipping at NFLshop.com. This is the State Farm postgame show.
And welcome back to Denver and the State Farm postgame show. Moments ago, it was our Evan Washburn who caught up with Broncos head coach Sean Payton.
Well, Coach, first of all, we appreciate your time after a tough loss. What was the right message for the guys in that locker room?
Look, it's hard when you get to this game, and I said, look, man, I can't tell you anything that's going to change how you feel right now. We're proud of them. Man, they played hard. Wasn't good enough today. Wasn't good enough by us, myself. This is probably one of the closer teams that I've coached. And, you tell them you love them. And that's kind of about it.
You've been doing this for a long time. Yeah. The conditions in the second half got a little wild. How did it impact your offense and the plays you could call?
Well, look, I would have liked to have run the ball better. I think ultimately, man, in the first half, I loved how it unfolded. It felt like the whole first half was on their side of the field. The turnover was costly. The backward pass, that resulted in points. I thought defensively we played very well. It became a low-scoring game, and in the end, those turnovers and we had the wind in the fourth quarter, but it was just managing, what you could do throwing it.
Sean, you're a class act. Thanks for taking time.
Appreciate you.
Sean Payton obviously going through a lot right there, but the great thing for that locker room, they are a close locker room, and they will be back next year, but missed opportunities, and you heard Sean Payton say that ball was on the Patriots side of the field a lot, but they didn't capitalize. Coach, you talked about points being at a premium in pregame.
Yeah, the Patriot way may have left when Tom Brady left, but Mike Vrabel brought it back. And they're here to stay. There's only 6 free agents coming up this offseason for them. That's about half of what a normal team would have. So they are really built to last. They have an inexpensive quarterback. We could be seeing the makings of a dare I say, dynasty here. I think I'm a little early on that, but
it's all right.
They're not going anywhere.
I'm thinking it. Listen, the crowd is chanting MVP, and rightfully so. Drake May had an unbelievable regular season, and typically MVP stands for most valuable player, but today it stands for Mike Vrabel's promise. His promise to bring this organization back to where they once were. His promise to make this team a contender again. His promise to make sure that this squad made it to another Super Bowl. And that's what we're seeing. Kirk, I'm not mad at you. At this age, as dominant as they were, let's not forget, at one point we considered Drake May the best quarterback in the game. At one point we considered the Patriots the best team in the game. And here they are in the Super Bowl. I'll tell you what, if this is a dynasty 7, 8, 10 years from now, it's one hell of a start.
I'm going to start with Sean Payton. I have lost 4 of these AFC championship games at home like he's going through. Let's not forget he did not have a starting quarterback. He got a quarterback on Jarrett Stidham. I'm not saying that Jarrett Stidham played bad. He was a reason for this.
But it would have been different with Bo Nix.
It probably would have been. I think it was a tale of two halves, and they were the better team in the first half. Yes. They did not get it done. But I'll say this. He has built something here as well. And for Mike Vrabel, it's the start of a new era. I know you can talk about the past, and the past is a part of what you do. I went to Pittsburgh. There's a tradition that they had. But you got to start your own. And the last message I'd say to Mike as he goes there, and I know he's been there before, they don't remember who loses the Super Bowl. Oh. That was my message to our football team the second time. I lost one. They never remember who loses. So you got 2 weeks to put yourself in that focus, sense of purpose, nothing else. Saying no to a lot of events is not a bad idea.
Yeah. You challenged Vrabel at halftime to run the football. You saw him in the tunnel and said, run the ball. They did it.
Run the ball and let's get some snow coming
You
down.
were right, Coach.
And a reminder, tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes presents A Night at the Movies with Timothy Chalamet and other award winners. That'll be followed by Harlan Coben's Final Twist, plus Tracker and Elsbeth. That's all coming up tonight right here on CBS. And folks, a huge congratulations to the New England Patriots. They are heading back to the Super Bowl. We wrap it up and say thank you for an awesome year watching us right here on CBS.
All right.